Rogan praises DeSantis for leading the fight against home squatters. He said every state should do this. And I agree 1000%. You know, the loony left and their wacky policies, it's all coming home to roost. Their policies are coming home to roost, and it's hurting everyday Americans, regular people, and squatters, and people are just coming into people's homes and just setting up shop and not leaving. And then the media is some people in the media is trying to portray it like, oh, these rich folk own these homes and it doesn't matter and all this other stuff, but that's not really the case. Majority of these homeowners are normal regular people that just happen to have a second home and is renting them out and stuff, and people are just going into these homes and setting up shop. It's ridiculous. And so I'm gonna play the clip in a minute of Joe Rogan. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram in my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Wire. They report that podcast giant Joe Rogan praised Florida Governor Ron DeSantis this week for leading the charge against home squatters as several stories on the issue that have garnered significant national attention in recent weeks. The legislation, which DeSantis signed at a press conference this week, increased protections for property rights, empowered homeowners to quickly have squatters removed from their property without needing to involve the court system, and increased penalties on those who squat in homes. Thank goodness. Now, Rogan highlighted recent stories about squatting that have circulated in national media, including one about a Venezuelan illegal alien who went viral on social media for telling migrants how to steal people's homes. Another, I mean, just and this guy, that migrant, that illegal dude is just ridiculous. He's ridiculous. Talk about how he's getting called. I think he called us suckers for working, and how he's getting all this free money from the dumb Americans. But he's not lying. We're giving them the money, which is just utterly ridiculous. But another on a woman who was arrested in New York for changing the locks on her own home because squatters were there, and and that was an interesting one. The woman, her house, people broke into her house and set up shop, and she went and changed the locks, and then she ended up getting arrested. And one about a woman who was killed by squatters in a property that was owned by her late mother. Quote, it's a lot of states, but it's not in Florida. In Florida, they're like, F you, Rogan said. So I'm just going to play the clip here. Here we go. There we go.
And if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
Hilarious. That's Florida. And then DeSantis just came out because all these houses are getting, people are squatting, taking over people's houses in New York. I'm sure you've seen that. Lady got arrested because she changed the locks on her own house. Someone's squatting in her house. She got into the house, kicked them out, changed the locks. They called the cops. They said they're tenants. They arrest her. Took her away in handcuffs because squatters were in her own house. And then there's this guy on TikTok that started making videos explaining to people what the laws are and how you can get into people's houses.
Just crazy.
You can squat. And so it's a genuine problem because in Georgia, there's 1,000 houses right now that people are squatting in. That's a giant number of houses.
Could you imagine that? You work hard, you purchase a house, and then you continue working hard, and you purchase another house, and instead of deciding to sell your first house, you would decide to take that first house and rent it out and try to make some money off it. But before you can give that house to renters, you go to check on the house and you find people squatting in there and saying that they live there, and they got no paperwork. These are not your tenants, but because of a stupid law, they get to set up shop, and they'll be in there for at least 30 days before you can see a judge in some cases. And they're protected and not the homeowner. That makes absolutely no sense. No sense. And these are the leftist policies that I talk about that are hurting people. Just one example of many of the policies.
That squatters have just taken over these people's houses.
Are the people out of town?
Out of town, or it's real estate holding, maybe you're trying to sell it. Maybe it's your vacation house. Who knows? Maybe you're fixing it up. Who knows? But no one's living in it. They move in. They take over. They have it now.
Is that everywhere now?
It's a lot of states, but it's not Florida. In Florida, they're like, fuck you. Like DeSantis just had a little press conference yesterday about it. He's like, in Florida, that does not fly. There's no way anyone's going to squat in your house in Florida, which is what people want to hear. Nobody wants their fucking – look, if you work really hard, you get a house and you have a second house, you can use it as a rental property or whatever. You're trying to make some money, and then someone takes over.
He's basically making the same point that I was making.
For that, and the system works for them and not for you. There's a big difference between tenants and squatters, and if you can't make that differentiation, we got a real problem.
We got a big problem.
Yeah,
that's a big problem. Somebody's going to get shot. That's it.
100%.
That's how this changes. This is how this always changes.
Yeah.
Some guy comes home. What the fuck are you 8 people doing here?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be. He don't know nothing. He's from Russia. He don't know nothing. He's an old fucking guy from Iran or something. He don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You in my house.
And they'll put him in jail.
But he'll shoot those 8 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Something bad will happen. But that's how it changes, Joe.
The thing is, once people start going to jail for defending their own property, you've made a mess.
You made a mess.
You made a giant mess. And then the criminals are going to be aware of this, and they already are.
They already are. They're
So
2 steps ahead of you.
Yeah,
criminals.
they're 2 steps ahead. They know what the rules are, and they're going to get attorneys that are going to work with them, and they're going to steal your house.
Great.
So let me ask you this. You go on.
This is Biden's America. Biden's America, where criminals can just set up shop in your house and nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it.
Vacation with your wife. I move into your living room. You come back. You're just going to greet me with nice eyes and say,
I don't know how that works.
you're going to call 911. There's a squatter here. I got to get him out. He's going to come. Go, no. How long have you been here? I don't know. We were in Europe. Whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what you're fucking telling me?
Well, I think some people can't physically do anything, right? Because they get in the house and there's men in there. Did you see about that lady in New York City? She went to clean out her mom's place, and there were squatters in there, and they killed her.
Chopped her
They just
body
caught
off.
these guys, young guys. They just, the same thing. They figured out there was no one in there. They broke in, changed the locks, whatever, fixed it, stayed there.
You know how this changes, brother.
Yeah.
It's always one guy that makes an example, makes a big, deep example, and then people go, I will think twice about doing that.
Well,
and even then.
it seems like the only way to really change is the law. It's just I don't understand why there's so many laws that have been around for so long that when you see common sense solutions like Ron DeSantis saying, no, you can't do that. Stop. That's not going to happen in Florida. That should be every state. They should say, no, you can't steal people's houses. That should be simple. That has nothing to do with being Democrat or Republican. It's like stealing property. Just like no one should be able to steal your car. No one should be able to steal your clothes. They shouldn't be able to steal your house. It seems that's logical. It has nothing to do with racism or xenophobia or white privilege or any of these dumb things they try to attach to this. It's just law and order. We have to have a set of laws that we all abide by if we're going to have a peaceful society where you don't create victims and you don't empower criminals. And the fact that that is complicated in 2024 is so strange to me.
Facts, all facts. Well, let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think we should have laws like this all over the country? More states should follow suit. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.